I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Lord.
Right?
I am going to sleep good tonight.
Yes, you are, I'm sure, man.
Son of a bitch.
Been driving all day.
Yes.
Oh, man.
I think it's been a long day for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure,
well, you got to go
fuckhead.
vote. You know, you consider
Oh,
on this
yes.
all you want, but you better go vote.
I
Exactly.
hope everybody did vote today, and hopefully
Yeah,
we
me
get some
too.
good changes.
I
Yeah, I
stopped
think.
voting in 1978.
Really?
I did. I started voting in 76 and I stopped in 78
Mm.
because I saw where it was going.
Yeah.
This presidency, I hope we get some changes around here soon.
Well,
Hi,
I'm waiting
Mama.
for next week. So a little heads up for you. Next week, be on the lookout for Donald to make an announcement.
I heard it's a big announcement coming
Supposed
up.
to make
That'd
a
be
big
great.
announcement next week.
Mhm.
Supposed to be November 14th.
14th? Yeah, okay, 14th.
That's what they're telling me.
Hmm.
That's what they're telling me. I'm being told Monday, November 14th, which would be about right. Because the
That'd
last
be
time,
after all the election stuff is in.
yeah, the
The
last time he
results.
made an announcement, it was on the 4th. It was on a Monday also.
Mm.
I'll
Good.
tell you what. Listen, why don't we do this? Because we're all here, and Thunderfoot's here, and the Arctic Wolf is here, the Pit Bull, and the fucking Mad Dog. Let's watch it. It's Tuesday night, and that means only one thing, Amelia.
What's the buzz time?
It's What's the Buzz Time. Hello, everybody. I'm Mad Dog DeCipio, joined by the Pitbull, Amelia Pitbull Chapman, and the Arctic Wolf, Melissa, the mouth of the North. I mean, the Arctic Wolf. I finally met somebody that speaks more than both of us. And my very dear friend from the world of pro wrestling, come to visit Papa Bear, Charlie Thunderfoot Norris. How you doing, my friend?
I'm hanging in there, my man. I'm hanging in there. One voted today, did my constitutional duty.
Beautiful. And on top of that, delivered a bunch of dog food to some hungry doggies.
Yay.
Yes, a lot. Like 20 big bags.
Beautiful. Well, we got a show tonight, interesting show tonight. First of all, I want to say kudos to Audible for picking us up unrestricted worldwide. Thank you so much for that.
Yes.
You
thank
made
you.
me a happy camper. And I want to tell everybody that we have been nominated for an International Podcast Award in the category of, and I want to make sure it's right. It's the category of variety. Hold on, let me get international variety talk format. So there you
Wow.
go.
So, and that is something I'm very proud of.
Yes.
Yes.
Got some good stuff here. We are going to talk tonight about one of the most elusive and enduring legends in human history, and it's the legend, the tales of Bigfoot, Sasquatch. I grew up, like a lot of other people, believing that maybe perhaps this thing is like real. And, being a kid, not knowing any better, you just thought everything was real when you were a kid, right?
Right.
So,
Yes.
because that's what kids do. And because kids are fucking smart that way, they know. You know, not, and then you get older, and then everything's a fucking gimmick, right, Charlie?
Everything is a gimmick, man. Everything
Everything's
doesn't
a
work.
gimmick, bro.
Yep.
So, but yeah, we found out that maybe science has proven that yeah, there's this thing called a Bigfoot, a Sasquatch. By the way, people are under the misinterpretation that Sasquatch is a Native American term. Surprise, surprise, it's not. It comes from the Anglican word "soshly," and it's actually a British term. It's a British term. Well, go figure. The British, right? But how you got Sasquatch from Soshly, I don't know, but that's it. But the term Sasquatch literally means hairy man, and that's what it means. So we have all, I'm sure, seen film or pictures of this elusive creature. Some clearly jokes, some clearly faked. But then once in a while, you come across a photo or a piece of video that's very compelling and seems like there needs to be explored. Maybe there's something here that we're missing. So let's dig deeper. So I'm going to start off with my friend Charlie Norris. Charlie, you live in a part of the country, my friend, where Bigfoot, Sasquatch sightings are aplenty.
Yes.
Talk to me about the scene where you are.
Well, I've no friends that have no reason to lie. That seen him, you know, it may be 10 feet tall. You don't really see him, you know. I mean, the elders say, you know, the ones I talked to today say he's a spirit, and he's a good spirit. He's you know, he's looking out for us. And one old gentleman told me, him and his wife, he said, think how hard it would be to be Bigfoot. You know, it would be really hard, you know. And they think it's a spirit, and I think that too. I mean, you know, we're supposed to just leave him be. Don't go bother him or anything.
Mhm.
We're supposed to respect him, and they believe that he is a spirit of some kind. So that's what I've talked to the elders here on the reservation about.
It's interesting, Charlie, that you say spirit, because very often spirit can manifest into flesh.
Yes.
And I believe that those sightings that people where they've actually seen Bigfoot,
Yeah.
they've seen something living, breathing, walking. I too believe that Bigfoot is spiritual, but I also believe Bigfoot is very, very physical as well. And you don't have to be one or the other, and that's what I want to tell people. You're talking to a guy that deals in spirit. Okay, that's what I do. It's all I do. All right. And there's a clear and distinct correlation between the spiritual and the physical, and there always has been. If you don't believe that, then remember there was a guy named Jesus. Okay. Jesus was as much physical as he was the spirit God. Jesus was God in the flesh. Okay. So let's talk about, and I got a little heavy early in the show, but let's talk about this creature. Melissa, you live in the Great White North, as far north as you can get in the continental U.S. There is a rumor, a lot of speculation in a place called Portlock, Alaska, that something happened some years back. Tell everybody what I'm referring to and give us the background.
Well, since the early 1900s, Portlock at one point in time was a very active, very well-functioning fishing village, like a lot of them up here are. And there was a lot of issues with the people going out in the woods. They'd come up missing. They'd find people had floated down the rivers into the lagoons, completely disassembled in a form. There was no way a bear or a wolverine or anything else could have done it. Attacks to the point that the tribal elders actually physically evacuated and made it a law to where everybody was to evacuate the village in the early 1950s, and nobody has occupied that village since because of this. And in Alaska, we call him Nantinaq.
Say that again, because I've heard you're the second person I've heard say that. Tell everybody what that is.
Nantinak.
Yeah.
Nantinak is the Alaskan Native name for Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yowie, hairy man, whatever people call him. Here we call him Nantinak.
It's interesting that even within the United States, there's a different name. Australia, he is Yowie. In China, he's the wild man, the wild beast they call him. In the Himalayas, he's called the Yeti.
Mhm.
Is that Nepal, the Himalayas?
Yeah, sure is.
Oh, all right.
Also, among people here, does anybody know where the term Bigfoot came from? Here's one for you. Anybody want to venture a guess? Amelia,
Probably
venture a guess. Where do you think
from the
Bigfoot came
footprints that they found. From the footprints that they had been found. No,
Believe it or not, no.
no.
Nope. It has nothing to do. Bigfoot has nothing to do with the size of his footprints.
Hmm.
It comes about, oddly enough, from a body cast.
What?
That they have a body cast of a Sasquatch. Apparently, this thing was laying down,
Mhm.
took a nap or fell asleep. When it woke up, it left an outline in a swampy, but in a
Mhm.
muddied area. But when it got up, the way it pressed its foot against the mud went not only wide, but it went very deep. Because these things, like Charlie said, these things get to be 8-10 feet tall, and they're really heavy. You're going to see one tonight.
Mhm.
And that's where it came from. It really came from as much the body cast as the size of its feet.
Hmm.
It was really interesting. There's a guy named Dr. Jeffrey Davis
Mhm.
in Alaska, in fact, and that's where his research facility is, that studies these things. And he says they're as real as a dog, a cat, a bear, a deer, as anything you can name physically. He says Sasquatch, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call them, is real. I want to start right off the top of the show with a piece of video. We're going to play a little game. Charlie, I want you to play this game with me. Just check this out.
Sure.
It's called Real or Faked. Let's play this game. It's called Real or Faked. And by the way, tell me to stop anywhere you want me to stop. Okay, real or fake?
Real.
Amelia, real or fake?
Fake, maybe.
Melissa, real or fake?
That's real.
Okay. Amelia, real or fake?
I'll say real that time.
You know what? You're batting 1,000, Amelia.
I would say fake on that one.
You're absolutely right, Charlie. I hear you got a multiple choice. Amelia, I'm going to come to you yet again. I'm going to give you a chance to redeem yourself because you're batting shit for shit right now.
I know, right? Let's see. Which
Go
one
ahead.
do we start with first?
Well, either one.
Okay, let's
One,
see.
both, 3, 4, all done.
Well, let's see. I would say.
Let me. Here you go. I'll narrow it down for you.
Okay.
If you see 4 photos in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
I will say this: all 4 photos are one or the other. Now,
Oh,
are they
thank you.
real? Are they real or are they fake?
I'm gonna say that the one on the top, the one with the brown that looks like a little kid, that's fake.
No, you don't understand what I'm saying to you.
Mhm.
If one is fake, they're all fake. If one is real, they're all real. So that's what I'm telling you. That
Mhm.
you're looking at 4 photos. Either they're all real or they're all fake. What do you choose? Are they all fake?
I think they're all fake.
You would be right.
Right.
Give
Because
Amelia
it
applause
looks.
on that one.
I mean, that little kid looks like a little kid dressed up like an ape or face paint or something.
That scene, by the way, that photo was from a movie.
That's what I thought.
Okay, it was a film called Land of the Lost.
That's
Okay, Thunderfoot, real or fake?
I'm gonna say real, that one.
Melissa, real or fake?
You know, I'll be the devil's. I'll say fake.
Amelia, real or fake?
I'm gonna say fake on that one.
Thunderfoot, you win the prize, brother. That's a real photo of a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That's a real Sasquatch in that picture. All right. This is from a piece of film. That's a still. That's a still from a piece of film. But is it real or is it? Where did Charlie go?
Uh-oh.
Is it real or is it fake, Amelia?
I would say that's real.
How about you, Melissa?
Real.
See,
You would be right. How about you, Charlie? Real or fake on this one?
that looks pretty real to me.
You would all be right. That is an actual Sasquatch caught on film. That picture was taken from a film. Okay, another one that came from a piece of film. But is it real or is it fake? Melissa, you go first on this one.
Fake.
Okay.
Fake.
Amelia, what do you say?
Fake.
Fake.
You would all be wrong. That's actual. That's a real Sasquatch.
Wow.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow.
That's a real Sasquatch. It sure is. That was in Idaho, by the way. Hold up. Hold on. Let me go back. There we go. We did that one. Next one. Here we go. Okay. This is where we were. We left off. Okay, this is an interesting picture because it's snowing.
Yellowstone.
Mhm.
Yellowstone.
Yep, it's Yellowstone National Park. Now, you see there are elk there. Those are not moose, by the way. Those are elk. You can tell by how huge they are. There's a figure circled in red. Amelia, is that a real Sasquatch or is that a fake?
I'm gonna say fake.
Melissa, real or fake?
Oh, fake.
How about you, Giles?
It's hard because why aren't those animals running away, you know? So I'm gonna say fake.
You're absolutely right. It is a guy in a suit. This one, believe it or not, came from New Jersey. But is it real or is it fake?
I say fake myself.
Yeah, fake.
Melissa, last one, real or fake?
Real.
You would be the only one right. That photo was taken by a New Jersey State forestry ranger. It was also taken in the what they call the Pine Lands here in New Jersey, where the Jersey Devil is from. The legend of the Jersey Devil was born in the Pine Lands. That is an actual photo. We are putting this photo in with the Bigfoot photos because we're not quite sure what this creature is, but we know that it was taken by a very, very reputable and credible forest ranger here in New Jersey. So, but we're going to call this a real Bigfoot until we are proven otherwise. Now, this one I had to look at. I had to do some research about this picture. Charlie, I'm going to go to you first on this one.
Real.
Melissa.
Fake.
Amelia.
I'm gonna say fake.
Charlie's the only one right. It's a real Sasquatch. In fact, not only is it a real Sasquatch, if you look, you can see the breast. The breast on that Sasquatch. That's a female Sasquatch. You're going to see, I want you to look. Can you see the breast in the front?
Yeah.
You're going to see that again tonight. But you're going to see a film, a very old film of a female Sasquatch. Let's continue. This is so obviously fake, I had to throw it in there just for fun. It's actually a guy in a monkey suit. Okay, let's talk about this one because this is very controversial. I had to do my research on this one too. Amelia, let's start with you.
I say it's
you
real.
Think that's a real Sasquatch, or you think it's fake?
I say it's real.
Melissa, what do you think about this one?
I'm going to say it's real. She's got boobs.
You would be right about that. I'm not even going to go to Charlie on this one because you already pointed out another obvious point that this Sasquatch has breasts.
It almost looks like he's carrying like a small deer or something on his shoulders, her shoulders.
What you're seeing, Charlie, is a baby Sasquatch hanging off a mama.
Oh, okay.
That's a female. There are breasts. Yes. Look to the left. Look to the left where, in other words,
yeah. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a baby. That's mama and baby. Yes.
Aww.
Real or fake? Amelia.
That looks fake.
Melissa.
I'm going to say real because the way the back foot bends up with the way they're made, it's a tendon thing.
How about you, Chow?
Fake.
Melissa would be right. That's a real Sasquatch.
Wow.
That was taken from a piece of film. It was also, if you look, you'll see the initials NVTV there. It was actually taken from a broadcast, a piece of videotape. And those are the call letters of the television station. Real or fake? Amelia.
That's obviously fake.
That's fake.
It sure fuck is.
Planet of the Apes guy.
It sure the hell is.
Albino Bigfoot.
Okay, now this one is very interesting because I will tell you that there are more than one Sasquatch in this photo. Again, it was taken from a piece of film. Now, here's my question, Charlie Thunderfoot Norris. Is this real or is it fake?
I'm gonna say real. It looks like a little baby, and it seems like there's another Sasquatch ahead of that one. I don't know. It
Melissa,
looks.
what do you think?
Based on the blurb at the foot moment and how it's holding and coddling like a mother would their child, I'm going to call it real.
Amelia.
I'm gonna say real because that's like their little family.
You are looking at the only known footage of an entire Sasquatch family.
Wow.
This was taken That is a mama Sasquatch. By the way, it appears that all the film and photos that we have, the Sasquatch babies only attract, what do I say, gravitate toward mama. In other words, daddy Sasquatch doesn't handle the kids.
Mm.
If you understand what I mean. You know,
Mhm.
like mama Sasquatch is like mama Amelia, you know? Now, I'm not comparing you to a Sasquatch.
Yeah, I know
Amelia,
what you mean. I'm the protector. I'm the protector.
but the protector, exactly.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But you are looking, this came from a piece of film. I'm going to tell you that there are 5 Sasquatches in that
Mm-hmm.
picture. And Melissa, good eyeballs on that one, because there is one ahead and there are 3
Mhm.
behind and mama with the baby.
Mm-hmm.
So technically 6, but 5, decent size and 1 baby. So
It's one
yeah,
of them.
6, completely 6, but 5 that are visible. Real or fake, Neil?
Me or Melissa?
Amelia.
Okay, I think it's fake. Looks like a bear.
How long have I been calling you Meal?
Emil? I think that's fake. It looks like a bear.
Very good observation, because it is, in fact, a bear.
Mm-hmm.
It's a South Dakota black bear is what it is. Yep. No need to go further with that one, because Amelia got it. Okay, everybody, real or fake?
Real.
Real.
Real. This is the most talked about one in
Mhm.
history, I think.
In the history of the world, Charlie, absolutely. You're going to see something tonight's going to blow your socks off, brother. By the way, did you see? Just take a look at that real quick. Charlie, take a look at that. Amelia, Melissa,
Mhm.
look at that. That is the world famous cream of the crop of Bigfoot photos.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the breasts
Yes.
on that creature? That's a female. That female is 8.5 feet tall
God.
Wow.
and weighs in excess of 500 pounds.
Wow.
Okay. And when you're going to see when it walks, those breasts are swinging. Okay. But there's something else you're going to see later on. So let's just watch, because we're going to be here for a little bit. Now, here's what bothers me when people do pictures like this.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to say if is it real or fake from a photo like that. Based on what I see, I'm going to jump here and say it's probably faked, because it looks too staged to me. What do you say, child?
That's why I would say it was real, because I mean they could have staged it better. If it was
okay. I'll buy that argument. All right. How
Mhm.
about you, Melissa? You buy
Well,
Charlie's
I'm going to
argument?
say it's real because what I'm seeing is, if you look at the log, you've got an obvious head on the right, but you've also got a smaller head on the left. I'm going to say it's not one, but 2 Bigfoot standing side
Yeah.
by side.
2 of
It's
them. Yeah.
interesting that you say that, because there are 2 figures there. How about you, Amelia? Do you think that it's a real photo, or is it contrived?
I'm gonna say it's contrived because they did that for show.
I will say that I think
Mhm.
that it's staged,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not willing to say right now that it's a faked staged photo.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like Charlie said, I think it's very possible that they could have staged this on purpose
Mm-hmm.
to capture this image, because you're looking at 2, not 1.
Mm-hmm.
I also want everybody to take notice of something. You see where the big red circle is?
Mm-hmm.
To the right of that circle, there's a tree there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look, the bark of that tree is missing.
Oh yeah.
There's a black stump, then
Mhm.
there's a white bark, and then there's a black bark. Do you see it?
Yes.
Yep.
They are notorious for ripping the bark off of trees
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
eating it because they eat stuff like that.
And that's the only tree around there like that too.
Exactly, Charlie.
Mhm.
Exactly. It's the only one like that. Okay. Everybody put their thinking hats on here. What do you say? Real? Fake? Is it too close to call? What, Charlie? What do you think about this one?
Well, I remember this was on. Was this Survivor Man or something? What this was on? Remember that?
Mhm.
I forgot. Yeah, but I remember seeing this, and I thought that's, he's just sitting there. And it looks real to me. I mean, I remember the guy. He's very controversial. That
Yeah.
knows all about those Bigfoots up there, wherever this was. I would say it's real, or it's a damn good job at making a costume.
Well, that's very interesting. I will tell you what I think just as soon as Amelia and Melissa tell me what they think, because I happen to know the story about this.
I would say real, and that was a real good close up.
How about you, Melissa?
That is actually real. I watched the video. In the video, you can actually see flies coming up off of its
It
head.
is absolutely real. And Charlie, you are spot on. This was part of Survivor Man. Wendy McGee is with us from the chat room. I know Wendy from she
Hi,
is from the
Wendy.
Gino Hernandez group. Hey, Wendy, how you doing, kid? She says I've seen and heard a lot of them in Southeast Texas. The Big Thicket, and they call it the Big Thicket. You know what that is, Amelia?
Mm-mm. I do not.
Wendy, can you explain to us what the Big Thicket is? And explain what that is. I never heard it referred to as the Big
Mm-mm.
Thicket. I'd be really curious about that. But while Wendy is doing that, let's take a look. Okay, Melissa, real or fake?
Well, there's a timestamp down here from a camera on the bottom of the picture.
It's not
I4.
just a camera. It's not
There's
just
a
any
film.
camera. It's from
I'm going to say
CBS
real.
News. How about you, Amelia? You think that's a real photo, or
I'm gonna say fake because it looks more like a gorilla.
Fake.
you guys would be wrong. It's actually a real Sasquatch captured by Channel 4 CBS News in
Mhm.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Wow.
And there's the CBS logo and the timestamp and the station identification right there. Okay, real or fake?
Fake. That's Harry and the Hendersons. Oh,
All right, Amelia, the pit bull Chapman. Is this a Sasquatch or
That's
is
a
it the guy in a
monkey.
costume?
that's a fake.
How about you, Amelia? I mean, Melissa.
Based on the shadow and the way the sun is cast on the trees and the way it reflects off of the grass, I'm going to say real.
How about you, Chow?
I'm gonna say fake on them.
You'd be right. It's a guy in a suit.
Hmm.
It's a guy in a suit. Okay. Pat, let's go to this one. It's going to be one of our last ones. Real or fake? Melissa, I'll start with you on this.
Real.
Charlie, how about you?
Didn't we already see them?
Mhm.
No, actually, you saw one that looks remarkably alike.
I'm gonna
This
say
is-
real.
Okay, how about you?
Real.
You got this is a real Sasquatch, taken from a piece of film from a news crew. In fact, All right. So that's what we have there. Let's talk about this. Wendy says it's a national preserve in lower southeast Texas, also a UN biosphere. It's so thick you can't walk through it in many places. Oh, wow. No shit. Wow. So the idea, what she's saying, I guess what she's saying is that you'd have to be either very familiar with the territory or you'd have to know the area, day and night to be able to survive in there like a Sasquatch would.
Oh, absolutely.
We got a lot of wild hogs down there to eat too.
You have a recording of a Bigfoot from Stubblefield Lake in Sam Houston on my YouTube channel. Joins the coyotes. You know what? I've actually heard Bigfoot in other audio clips mimicking other animals as well as people trying to mimic it. It has a very distinctive sound. It can't be, it can, if you mimic a Bigfoot, then you've been studying these things for a long time because they're hard to mock. They really are. Let's talk about this creature. Okay, so I first became aware, and probably like a lot of other people, in 1967 with the Patterson-Gimlin film. It was I saw a show many years ago when I was a kid. I was probably, I don't know, maybe like 10, 10-ish, 10, 11. And I saw a show called In Search Of. It used to be hosted by Leonard Nimoy. It's an old show from back in the day. It was called In Search Of. And they did an episode called In Search of Bigfoot. Of course, the name of our show tonight, the Search for Bigfoot. And I saw this Patterson-Gimlin film that you're going to see in a moment. It's something even at that age of like 10, and I was just a snot-nosed brat. Even that young, it struck me as very credible that this was something that you don't see every day. How about you guys? When did you first become aware that maybe that this thing was real, that there was some, pardon the pun, but there were some legs to this?
When I seen that same footage, because they traced his tracks, how far apart they were, how hard it is to walk through there where they did that. That was my first thing, was that Patterson film that I seen.
Yeah. The stride, just to prove what Charlie's talking about, the stride on this Bigfoot is anywhere from 10 to 12 feet. That's a hell of a stride. Okay? And you're going to see something tonight that I never noticed before, and I've watched this film a lot. You're going to see it do something that no people do when they walk. But I want to see, it's like Velcro. Oh yeah, it's like Velcro, she says. Okay, Wendy. It's like Velcro. Yeah, no kidding, baby. It's like Velcro. No shit. So we're going to take a look. Charlie, we're going to take a look at the original Patterson-Gimlin film. And I want you to see something on this film. And whatever you see, remember it. Because then we're going to turn right around and watch another piece of film. And then we're going to talk.
Okay.
The history of Bigfoot hunting happened to a longtime investigator by the name of Roger Patterson. In October of 1967, he and a friend were in the Bluff Creek area of Northern California to investigate a reported sighting of two creatures. Suddenly his horse shied as a large creature stood erect from behind a log where it had been drinking from the creek. Patterson grabbed a 16mm camera from the saddlebag and jumped from the back of the rearing horse to take the following pictures. Let's hear in Patterson's words exactly what happened that day.
as I walked across this sandbar, I was able to get some fairly good footage of it. It turned a couple of times and looked at us, and as it turned, it seemed to give me the impression that it didn't want anything to do with us. It didn't run, it didn't act scared, but yet it acted leery of us.
Patterson thought that he had proved once and for all that the creatures existed.
Watch this.
I'm analysing a 4K stabilised and colorised version of the famous Patterson-Gimlin film, the American short motion picture of an unidentified subject which the filmmakers have said was a Bigfoot. The footage was shot in 1967 in Northern California and has since been subjected to many attempts to authenticate.
What have you noticed right away?
I noticed the way the arms and the legs move in sequence together. It'd be hard to be moving your arms, your legs, and turn your head all at the same time if you weren't an actual living thing.
The body mechanics of this creature are incredible. Amelia, what have you noticed about this?
Just walk with a stride, like not scared at all, just walking, doing its normal thing.
Okay. Charlie, what else?
Just how effortlessly he's walking through there. I mean, that's some rough terrain right there.
Yeah.
No problem for him.
Here's what I will tell you about this. All of the above plus, it's a female, plus it's moving in a way that a human doesn't and can't. Watch the legs. You're going to see the way it walks. It's going to do something very unusual with his legs. Just watch the legs for a while.
Or debunk it. Why am I making this video? Well, I'm an Australian artist that has extensively studied human and animal anatomy. I'm a portrait, wildlife and landscape painter, and I've also researched cryptozoology and the paranormal. And I'm going to share with you a story as it was told to me back in the 1980s. That's right, we have our own sightings here in Australia. We don't call them Bigfoot or Sasquatch. Here we call them Yowies. So let's have a look at this famous footage. And these are the things that I noticed when I looked at this creature's walk cycle. And the first thing I noticed were the hands and the arm swing. Because the creature's hands are open until it reaches...
That's what you were saying, Melissa. The body mechanics, the swing of the arms and legs. Keep that in mind. I'm glad you mentioned that. Just keep that in mind and watch.
Its peak, swing, and then they close. And they only close momentarily before opening again. And it does that at the peak of each swing when its arms swing out in front of its body. And you can see that very clearly in the video footage. There, the hand is closed. And then the creature opens its hands as it swings past its thighs. And all the while the wrists are rotating. They are continually rotating. And on top of that, the arms bend. In fact, the arms bend almost 90 degrees.
I want you to see something right here. Melissa, you pointed out when we were doing real or faked that the one I said, okay, is this real or fake? And you said that's real because of the arch of the back and it's the same exact outline. The same exact outline. See that, Charlie, what she's talking about?
Yes, I do, yeah.
The slope of the back into the buttocks and down the leg. Amelia, you see it?
Yes.
Okay, watch.
At the elbow. Also, the hands on the backward arc of the swing move in a very unhuman-like manner. When you look closely at the locomotion of this creature, it is very unique indeed. Especially for something so large. But at the same time, everything is fluid, and the creature moves quite quickly. Because let's face it, it's huge. Apart from the difficulty of estimating how tall it is, you can easily see how wide the creature is, how thickly muscled it is.
Now, I want to keep this here. I want you to look, okay? Do you see the way the Bigfoot is standing there?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the next frame is empty.
Yes.
It makes it 50 feet in 2.5 steps.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
It walks 50 feet in 2.5 steps, three tops. Okay. You're talking about a 10 to 12 foot stride to reach almost 50 feet. But now let's take a look at this.
One thing that you can see in a lot of the frames that had me thinking it just doesn't look quite right. And that's this line here, this line in the creature's thigh. I just couldn't work it out. I watched it over and over and over again, and then it hit me. If you look at this as a real living animal, these are wear marks from its hands rubbing up against its thighs. This creature walks everywhere. The arms around the elbows are touching the animal's sides. That's why the fur's all worn there. Even the hair on the arms is worn, where the arms brush against the sides. Even the hair on the buttocks is worn, where you would expect it. All the telltale signs of the way this creature moves. This is not a man in a suit. This is the real deal. This is a Bigfoot or Sasquatch.
Okay.
Wow.
Anybody got questions about that? Did anybody notice what I did about the way it was walking?
Yeah, look like they've been riding a horse. The way it's
You
the
know
guys.
when, yes, you know when people walk, they put one foot in front of the other.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what the Sasquatch did. It lifted its leg up behind it at a full 90-degree angle, and then swung it completely straight out. No wonder that animal has such a huge gait, a huge stride, because it's going from literally from here all the way to here in one fell swoop. Take a when we get off the air tonight, go onto YouTube and watch the Patterson Gimlin film. Just watch the way this thing walks. It's remarkable. It really, really is. I have one more piece of film. Let's take a look.
History of Bigfoot hunting happened to a long
This
time
is the original.
by
I
the
want to
name
show
of
it to you. I know you saw this, but I want to show it to you one more time. I want you to see what I'm talking about, this wide gate.
Roger Patterson. In October of 1967, he and a friend were in the Bluff Creek area of Northern California to investigate a reported sighting of two creatures. Suddenly his horse shied as a large creature stood erect from behind a log where it had been drinking from the creek. Patterson grabbed a 16-millimeter camera from the saddlebag and jumped from the back of the rearing horse to take the following pictures. Let's hear in Patterson's words exactly what happened that day.
Do you see what I'm talking about? You see the leg? You see the leg going back? She swings the leg all the way up and then all the way forward. Most people don't walk with the leg all the way up like that. In fact, I don't know anybody that walks like that. But watch, let me pull it back for a little couple. Watch this. Just a couple of feet back. I'm going to take it.
Exactly what happened that day.
You see it?
As I walked across his sandbar, I was able to get some fairly good footage of it. It turned a couple of times and looked at us. And as it turned, it seemed to give me the impression that it didn't want anything to do with us. It didn't run. It didn't act scared, but it acted leery of us.
And it's not
Patterson
running,
thought
it's
that
walking. That went the entire length of that promenade in seconds, okay? And never slowed down, even though it looked around and the arms are swinging and the legs are going, and this Sasquatch is doing 10 things at once, but never slowed down, not once. Show me a person that can do that. Show me any person that can do that. Charlie, what do you think about this? Are we among the presence of outer worldly animals? Are they from this world? Have we been hiding them? Are they they go back a long time in history, so there's got to be some kind of something to it. But what do you think it is? It's are we just now discovering our past?
No, I believe in them 100%. You know, I've never seen one, but you know, I think we might have heard one time, and like that, you couldn't mimic how it sounded. There's no other animal that sounded like that.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
My uncle said that's I forgot what he said, giant man or something. And he said it's, you know, as far as he was a little kid, he, you know, back in the 1900s, and the Indians talked about Bigfoot all the time.
Yeah. How about you, Amelia? Any experience with the Sasquatch or Bigfoot in Texas or Florida?
My dad's mom used to talk to us about it when we were little, because growing up in West Texas, it's wide open spaces. We didn't have hardly any trees, so just the stories we used to hear. But here in Florida, we have so many tall trees. It's swampy area, so I wouldn't be surprised that we wouldn't have.
Well, you know, you guys in Florida, you have your own kind of state creature.
Skunk ape.
Yeah, the skunk ape is indigenous to Florida, and parts of Alabama.
Oh,
but they apparently, I'm laughing because there's a story I heard.
I wouldn't be surprised about Florida.
Yeah, the story I heard about the stench of they supposedly stink so bad that you like literally can't get this smell off you. That you have to. It's like getting sprayed by a skunk, but they smell 10 times worse than a skunk. Like, which is pretty fucking bad to smell, because skunks really stink.
Right.
And if you've ever tried to get a skunk smell out of your clothes or out of your house, a skunk got hit in front of my house one time.
Oh,
the smell. I'm not even, brother. Charlie. That smell lingered, brother, for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You rupture that sack on a skunk and you're done. Imagine having, you know, a 7-8 foot skunk ape stinking up the neighborhood. So, because that's what they have in Florida. It's like their version of Bigfoot. But you guys also have Bigfoot down there. Have you ever ran into it? Maybe you or Jeff?
No, I think that's why we stay away from the
Jeff
swamp.
looks like Sasquatch.
I think that's why we stay away from the swamps. But you know what they've been doing? They've been clearing a lot of trees, building a lot of homes here. So that's another story.
True. How about you, Melissa? Let's talk to me about your personal experiences with the Squatch.
I've actually had more than one. The first one being when I was very young. When I was very, very young, my family and I were traveling through Canada. It was late at night. We had our trailer behind us. We were pulling it. About 2:30 in the morning, my dad slammed on the brakes of the car, jumped out, grabbed his shotgun, and started opening fire. I fell off onto the floor. Well, I'm a curious person by nature, so I got up and got out of the car, which I was told not to do, but this is me we're talking to. And all I saw was this thing. I don't even know what, it was so dark. I couldn't explain it, but I never forgot it. This thing was huge, and it was running down the side of the hill, and it went one step into the middle of the road, another step over to the other side of the road, and like 2 or 3 steps, maybe at the most, and it was down this hill, but I could just hear trees breaking all the way down.
Oh, dear.
I just remember it scared me half to death. Then when I was a teenager, we were out on the Oregon coast. We were out having a big bonfire, celebrating our upcoming graduation from school. And they're about this smell. Oh my God, we couldn't help to puke. It was like a bale of rotten fish and crab and skunk all mixed up into one. I mean, it permeated. And so we kind of just looked down the beach and we saw it standing on the top of a big sand dune. My cousin Bonnie was with me. We were like, you know, this is probably a good time to go. And we just kind of got up and left.
Right.
It didn't bother us, but it made it abundantly obvious that it did not want us there because it was yelling at us.
Let me tell everybody,
Sasquatch
is described as a primate ranging from 6 feet to 15 feet tall, standing erect on 2 feet, bipedal, by the way, often giving off a foul smell, just talking about that, often giving off a foul smell and either moving silently or emitting a high-pitched cry. That's what Charlie was talking about. Footprints have been measured up to 24 inches, 60 centimeters in length, and 8 inches in width, in excess of 8 inches in width. Soviet scientist Boris Porshnev suggested that Sasquatch and his Siberian counterpart, the Almas, could be a remnant of the Neanderthals. We're going to talk about that in a second. Most scientists do not recognize the creature's existence. So let's jump off that point, Charlie. Let's talk about this, you and I, for a minute. Men tend to be a lot more pragmatic than women. Women tend to be more analytical. Why is it that particularly the science community doesn't acknowledge this as a real living, breathing entity, even though they can see it, they can smell it, they can touch it, they can experience it? Anyone who's been in the presence of a Bigfoot, well, we just read, you know, all the attributes. It's tall, it stinks, it walks silently and quickly. It has huge feet. Why do, even now in the 21st century, in the year 2022, do we still have a problem letting go of our arrogance? And why are the Native Americans way ahead of the curve on that?
Well, I think they've never found a body, a skeleton or anything like that. And they don't got much to go by. I mean, the scientists, and they've tested the hair of them, and all that. I just think they don't have enough proof to really,
Charlie, would it surprise you if I told you that they do have a torso? And they
No,
do have
no, it wouldn't.
They have a torso, and they have a skull of a Bigfoot. They also have hair samples aplenty. In fact, they have Bigfoot castings with hair in the castings that they analyze. And even with that, even with the scientific data, science in its arrogant wisdom refuses to accept that there's something other than human beings on this planet. Even though we know there has to be more than humanity here. There has to be. If not, then what are we here for? If human beings are all that's here, then we're fucked. I'm hoping for Sasquatch. I'm hoping for aliens. I'm hoping for unicorns. You get where I'm going. I'm hoping for the mythological, because every myth is based in reality. Don't ever fucking forget that, people. Every myth is based in reality. Every rumor is based in truth. Okay? So when you hear that Elvis might be alive still, you might want to believe a little bit.
Right?
And if I tell you that Bigfoot is a creature, trust me on this. I know you don't know me well enough to love me, but you can trust me, okay? Let me tell you, this thing is for real, all right? It's for real. I don't know anybody in this realm of thinking that has a Bigfoot costume that happens to be a female Bigfoot costume with swinging breasts. First of all, look at the year. You're talking about 1967. Okay. The only one with swinging breasts around here is Melissa, but she ain't talking.
No.
No comment.
Yeah, she's a no comment. Right? So, but here's the thing, though. It's the truth. It's the truth. You're talking about 1967.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was making Bigfoot costumes in 1967. You know, nobody knew what the fuck a Bigfoot costume was.
No.
The only costumes you had of that type were monkeys and apes. That was it. And they were very obvious and very clearly, fake. You saw them tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You saw them. Okay. Nowadays, now in 2022, oh yeah, they got all kinds of shit available that look very real. But again, go back to the time frame we're talking about. We're talking about 1967. Okay? I was 10 years old. All right? I remember this stuff. Okay? I remember this stuff. That wasn't a costume. That looked like a real giant, humanoid hybrid ape.
Even if it was a costume, how did they go that far in their steps? How did they make that far? I mean,
that exactly. Think about that, Charlie. The person in that costume had to be 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to give everybody a point of reference. Charlie, I'm going to go back to our wrestling days. Okay. Andre the Giant was 7'6". One guy bigger than him, El Gigante.
Oh, yes.
Was almost 8 feet tall. His stride was only 7 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. His stride was only 7 feet. Andre the Giant was almost 8 feet tall, 7'5", 7'6", right? Somewhere around there. How tall was Andre, Charlie? You stood next to him.
Oh man, he was at least 7'3", 7'4", and he had cowboy boots on too.
Right.
And he didn't walk like that at all.
That's my point. Yep, yeah. You made my point. He couldn't walk. He couldn't get his legs out like that.
No.
And the guy was 7.5 feet tall. Okay. Even a guy 8 feet tall only had a 7-foot stride. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. You're talking about a creature that's got a 10 to 12 foot stride. He covered almost 50 feet in 2.5 steps.
Yeah.
That's fucking remarkable.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Okay. Christ, even Melissa's swinging breast couldn't cover that kind of ground. Craziness. But let's talk about what's next. What do we continue to acknowledge that there's a Bigfoot and just say, oh well, maybe it's just a figment of our imagination, Amelia? What's the deal? Is Bigfoot a figment, or is Bigfoot, do people care?
I think people care because they're still to this day. They got museums, they got parks that people can go visit still to this day.
I think you're absolutely right. I think Bigfoot ain't going nowhere.
He's not.
I think Bigfoot is I want you to think about this, okay? The first recorded sighting of a Bigfoot. I want you to think about what I'm saying to you. Was when Christopher Columbus landed in America. When he was met by the Native Americans, okay? This is all documented, folks. So if you think that I'm bullshitting you, please do your research like I do, okay? Go on to Google and look at the transcripts and the records, because Columbus and his crew took, as much as he was a shithead, and one of my people, the Italians, Christopher Columbus's crew took remarkable records. The Native Americans were telling them stories of the giant hairy man.
Yes.
They didn't even have a name for it. Bigfoot wasn't even a name yet.
Mm-mm.
Okay. We're talking about 1492.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand where I'm going with this? It's not a new phenomenon. We're going back 300 years. 500 years, however the fuck long it is.
Why would he even document something that ain't real too,
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing, Charlie. They didn't document stuff that wasn't real.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember, Charlie, just like the Bible, they wrote what they saw.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, and if you want to know, they wrote what they saw. And that's what Columbus's crew did. The Native Americans did the same thing. They still do today.
Mhm.
They write what they see.
Yeah.
And they hand that down to the generations. The Native Americans have kept Bigfoot alive because Bigfoot, like Charlie said at the beginning of the show, is an essential spirit of this land.
Yes.
And it's as alive today as it was then.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You can accept that as fact that it is, or you can bury your head in the sand and deny it. Fact of the matter is, Bigfoot is alive and well and here to stay. And he's been here a long time. I got news for you. It's his land. It ain't ours.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They were here way before anybody was.
Exactly.
Before the humans.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's been a hell of a really good show tonight. Good show. I'm really, really looking forward to Thursday night, though.
Yes.
Amelia, tell everybody what's going on Thursday.
It is Roswell, New Mexico.
Charlie, you and I are going to have fun with that one, brother. UFOs, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, UFOs. Melissa, are you a UFO girl?
I do believe that there are other beings other than ourselves. It would be naive of me to not. I've never seen one, but I do believe they exist.
I've never seen God either, but I know he exists.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I
know they're out there.
I've seen UFOs, and it wasn't. I seen Halley's Comet when it came through in whenever 98 or whenever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's nothing that could go this fast, any plane or anything. I've seen a few of them at nighttime, and man, I'm telling you, they could. How far they can go just in a snap of a finger, man. It was gone.
I've had 3 UFO sightings in my life. Very profound and quite memorable. And I know where I was at each one. And I will tell you about them Thursday night.
Yes.
But before we do that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you, let's bring it back to Amelia.
Yes.
And Amelia's going to tell you what the hell is going on beyond Thursday. Tell everybody what's happening.
Well, next week on the 15th, we're going to talk about chemtrails.
Yeah.
And how bad they feel for us.
Oh, man. That's something that I'm so passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
I had a chemtrail website up almost 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they made me take it down.
What? Why?
I was threatened, but yeah. And I'll tell you who it was. It was the National Reconnaissance Office. Said cease and desist. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you were onto something then, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I was on. Brother, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something on the 15th that I've been bottling up for a long motherfucking time. And I'm going to unload.
Absolutely. I can't wait for that one.
Love it.
See, Papa Bear don't throw nothing away. I don't throw nothing away.
Nope.
I'm going to fucking unload like a big old fucking Mack truck. Watch me.
Right?
Yay!
Somebody's in my chat room tonight. Who's in my chat room? Oh, here he is. Kevin Abreu is here. Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry I missed the show. Well, you know what? You're a prick because you missed the fucking show tonight, Kevin.
He just has to watch it recorded now.
I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself. Kevin, listen to me. On Thursday night, I'm looking right at you. I'm talking to you, Kevin. Kevin Abreu. By the way, I got some pop caps for you. Thursday night, we're going to do UFOs, flying saucers. Watch the show. Be a part of it. All right? Now, back to what Amelia was talking about.
Yes, and on the 17th, we're going to revisit Jonestown, the aftermath part 2.
The aftermath of Jonestown. Oh, what a mess that was. Holy crap. You're going to see some disturbing footage of the final days of Jim Jones. You're going to see how they found Jim Jones. It's going to be a graphic show. You will see dead bodies. I don't want to show you dead bodies, but that's the history, and I have to. Because, like Jim Jones' sign, the sign said it all. Those who live in the past are condemned to repeat it. So we're not going to do that, but we're not going to forget the past either. But we're not going to live there. We don't reside there.
No.
Never forget. Never forget. Just like 9/11, never forget.
I've seen pictures of all those dead people laying there, like 900 people, kids, and I've seen a lot of graphic pictures of that. I'm looking forward to that because that guy, I don't know how he got people to follow him, man. Come on.
You know what, Charlie? We talked about that, brother. I got news for you. And Amelia, please tell me if I'm lying here.
Okay.
We have had some of the biggest losers. We've talked about some of the biggest losers in the world on this show. Charlie Manson, Amy Carlson, Jim Jones.
That one. Oh.
People who you wouldn't give a second fucking look to, who end up with this one little quality called charisma, and they can turn it on a dime. We had a woman on this show. Well, not the woman, but we had by a videotape. Amy Carlson was the head of a group called Love Has Won. Charlie, this woman went from being a McDonald's manager. In the same year, she became the head of this group, this cult. 8 million followers in 1 year.
Yes.
Wow.
How do you, from working at a McDonald's, how do you do that, man? How do you do that?
Yeah, she got people to follow him by saying, I am God.
But by claiming that she was God and having fucking idiot people believe her.
Yeah. Jim Koresh.
David Koresh we talked about. Yeah, sure did.
Yes.
Charlie, we did them all, man. We did David Koresh, Jim Jones, Amy Carlson, Charlie Manson, the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez.
Yes.
You know who Charlie kind of reminds me of? He kind of looks like a little bit like Ramirez, doesn't he?
No,
he
was a very good looking guy.
He was a hell of a good look. The guy used to do modeling.
Yeah.
He actually
was on a dating game one time.
He had a lady marry him in jail while he was in jail.
Yeah. Married him. Yeah, but then she asked for a divorce when she got out of there. Once the smoke was clear, she says, "Can I get a divorce? Because I think I was just like caught up in the moment."
Yeah, pretty much.
We are already booked well into February. We're actually booking for March.
Right on.
Okay, so that's how far ahead of the curve we are. I will tell you that I am not shying away from controversy.
No.
I decided I'm going to go balls to the walls, and if people don't like it, well, fuck you then. I don't care. Because I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to speak the truth as I see it. It may not be your truth, but it's my truth. And if it's my truth, it goes out on the airwaves. We're going to dissect the government, and we're going to call a spade, and we're going to put Joe Biden in his place. And we're going to all pray together that Donald Trump runs for president again, and get this country back where it needs to be. Because right now, this country is falling the fuck apart. It's not even recognizable as a democracy. I'm ashamed of my country.
It's scary.
I love my country.
It's a scary part of time we're living in.
Yeah. I've said it a million times. I love my country enough to criticize it, but I hate my government.
Yeah.
I do. I because government is evil. Government is corrupt. Government is satanic, and it was set up that way. It was intended to be destructive. Government was intended. The only intent of government was to pit people against other people. That's all government does. And if you don't understand that, then you need to wake the fuck up, okay? Yeah. Because you're asleep. And someone needs to bitch slap you into this current time. All right? I'm off my soapbox now, but
I'm ready to help you with that. I'll get my hands
embarrassing.
on it.
Our government is this is the worst I've seen it, man. It's embarrassing.
It's horrible, brother. It's horrible.
You know, and I like Trump. I voted for Trump the first time, and I told people, I'm the only one that had a Trump sign up here on a reservation. I said, there's something about this guy, like, he don't need the money. You know, but I couldn't understand that January 6th thing hurt him. But who knows if Antifa was a lot of that. But
that January. Oh, we're going to talk about, brother. Yeah. I got news for you. Oh, I got the smoking gun on that motherfucker. Let me tell you something. That was a setup from jump.
Oh yes, it was.
Oh boy, was it! I got the scoop on that shit. I got the video. I got the video of the guards letting them in the door. Okay, we got the video of the Capitol Police letting them in the fucking door.
Yes.
Okay, that wasn't a barrage. That was a come on in.
Yeah.
Come on in, man. We're having the water's fine. Come on in.
Yeah.
What I couldn't get about Trump was the most powerful man in the world is arguing with some little petty reporter. You know, I mean, he was kind of a bully. But he did a lot for Native Americans.
What he did, let me tell you what he did, Charlie. And you're absolutely right. You know what? That reporter needed bullying.
Yeah.
And I absolutely support Donald Trump's bullying of the look. They bullied him. Time to bully the fuck back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay? I like Trump.
This just in, Joe Biden is still a dickhead.
Absolutely, he is.
Still at 11.
That's giving him too much credit.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to show a video when we do the government show. I'm going to show a video that's fucking hilarious. I don't know who made it. I'd like to find out who made it because it's fucking brilliant. It's just fucking brilliant. And that's all I'm going to say. It brought a smile to my face. I'm going to tell you that. But we have to say goodnight until Thursday night. We'll see you again for Melissa, the Arctic Wolf Black, for Charlie Thunderfoot Norris, for my partner in crime, Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman. I'm Angelo, Mad Dog Recipio, and we'll see you next time on What's the Buzz? There you go.
Where did he go?
Did you run him off already?
I did not run him off, I swear.
Damn.
Oh my gosh, where did he go? It's funny.
He was right there.
I know, right? Where did he go?
Anyway, that was a good show.
I was like, where'd you go?
Good show. I like that the real or fake thing that I put together.
That was funny.
Fun. I had a little fun with it.
I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you. Go ahead.
January 5th, we're doing the moon hoax. January 6th is the next day, Friday, the anniversary of January 6th. You want to change it and do January 6th?
Let me look at my calendar here. The 6th
is on a Friday, but
yeah.
the January 5th, we're doing the moon hoax. It's the day before the anniversary of January 6th. Do you want to change it and do the anniversary?
Yeah, you know what?
You want to do that?
Why don't we
change it?
Okay, so right now, let me do this right now.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do January 6th on January 5th.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you because I just saw the date.
January 6th anniversary.
Mm-hmm. Will be on January 5th, the day before.
The moon hoax.
We can change it to a different day. We can put that on the back burner if you want, or you tell me when.
Move to February. What do we got open in February, right? We got stuff open?
The 2 days that we have open are the 23rd and 28th.
Guess what? There you go. Moon hoax is the 23rd.
Okay.
Now the only thing we need to fill is the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
And then February is done. And then we'll go into March.
Moon hoax part 2, don't forget.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, because they've discovered every year, actually not even every year, every couple of months, they're coming out with more stuff. I think more and more people who work for NASA are not afraid to leak the shit out because you know where it's coming from.
Oh, yeah.
Some of this stuff is like really sensitive information.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's coming right out of NASA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show it too. I've never shown it on the air yet, but I'm going to show it because I found it on YouTube, and I was smart enough to tape it. A lot of people have speculated that the landing on the moon was in a studio.
Mm-hmm.
I have proof of it because, as Neil Armstrong is saying, one giant step for man, one giant leap for mankind, right? He's saying that?
Yes.
A big fucking light bar falls from the ceiling.
Oh, yes. You were telling me about that.
They rehearsed that at least a dozen times. And one of the times that they did, the light bar fell from the ceiling. You know? If you look at that moon picture, what's missing? Melissa, what's missing from the moon picture? Yeah. There's no stars. No stars. Incredible. All right, well, listen, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. I'm going to put this up on the radio.
Okay.
Amelia, hang in with me. Melissa, when you receive my emails, just give me a thumbs up or a check mark or something. Let me know that you got them, okay? So I don't go fucking crazy like trying to call you and like lose my shit, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much. Take care, and I will talk to you. Give me a couple of minutes, and I'll talk to you on Facebook, all right?
All right.
Thank you. Take care, kid. All right, you and me. Good show.
Oh, yeah, great show. I was going to tell you. I got remember that stuff I was telling you about, the COVID stuff for my job?
Yeah.
I got that saved on my personal email. I can send it to the regular email if you want.
Send it to me in my Facebook.
Okay.
In the the messenger thing.
Because I think I got it saved like a PDF, so I can always send it to you that way. I don't know if you can receive it that way.
Oh, well then email it.
Okay, because it's the 2 that I got from my job. What we get.
Send it to What's the Buzz Podcast at gmail.com.
Okay. Yeah, because I got it from my job. Everything that they send us for COVID, I went ahead and I found it as far as the vaccines, everything that they sent us back from 2021 or in 2020. So everything that was revised, so I saved it, so I sent it to myself. So
okay, Moon Hoax Part 2.
Oh, you got on her nerve. I could tell.
What I did was I put her in her fucking place.
You sure did. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh.
You notice how much quieter she was tonight?
Yeah, and I saw her in tears too. I was like, ooh. So you had her in tears.
Sorry.
No, but I was like, about time. I was like, about time.
I let her know who the boss is here.
Yes, you did.
This is my thing, and that this is always going to be my thing.
No, I'm glad you did, because it's about time somebody did.
You know,
to be honest with
it's
you,
the one thing that I really like doing, that I'm good at. And I've been doing this a long time. I miss being in radio, and brings me back to radio.
Oh, of course.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got one more day in February to book, and then we're good.
And that's it. That's all we need.
Okay, well, listen. You had a long day. I'm going to get off of here.
Okay.
Thank you again for all of your hard work, and I will talk to you tomorrow, right?
Okay, yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and forward these to you to the What's the Buzz one, so you'll have both of these that I got from my job for COVID.
You got it. Take care, Amelia.
Okay,
all right.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Good night. Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.